How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Sick Eric Tech. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Moto G Stylus 5G 2023. Picked this phone up off of T-Mobile. I believe it's about $300 if I'm not mistaken. But you get some pretty good specs on this device. Here is the front-facing camera, which is only capped out at 1080p. But at this price point, I guess that is forgivable. As you can see, background is a little blown out, but not too bad. So let's go ahead and take a look at the device and a little bit of unboxing as well to see what comes in the box with the Moto G Stylus 5G 2023. Before we get started, go ahead and subscribe and click that bell icon. That way you get notified of future videos just like the one you're about to watch today. Let's jump right into it, shall we? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Sick Eric Tech, and today we're going to be doing my first impressions and some unboxing of the new Motorola G Stylus 2023 5G. Now, I just picked this guy up from T-Mobile. I believe the price is about $300, so pretty good price for a budget phone, inching on over to the mid-range price area right there. And I'm going to be talking about this device and a couple of pictures on here, just sample pictures. I'm not going to go too much into photography. I'll save that for my full camera review of the Moto G Stylus 2023 5G. Now, this is from T-Mobile. It's the T-Mobile variant. I know there's another Moto G Stylus that's not a 5G with less specs, but this one is the full spec'd out version of the G Stylus. And as far as the unboxing goes, pretty minimal when it comes down to unboxing. You still get Motorola's recyclable plastic free boxing over here, and all the stuff that goes inside of it. You get your USB Type-C, and something that Motorola is starting to follow other devices and other companies and manufacturers. They're not including the charger in the box. Why, Motorola? Why are you not? Have you stopped it? You're one of the few people to include the charging brick in your devices, and now on this one, no charging brick is in there. You get your Moto G Stylus in the box along with your paperwork and SIM ejection tool and things like that. And that's pretty much it for the unboxing. So unboxing of this device is pretty minimal, but still at least they're being safe to the environment and stuff like that. Again, no charging brick is included with the Moto G Stylus 2023 5G. Now, I've been using this device ever since I got it, which was about a day, and I have to say that it actually is pretty good. It's a pretty snappy device, no issues. It was a little laggy, of course, when setting it up, as most phones are. It did get a little warm, but not too hot. So again, this happens when you're setting up a new device. It's brand new, it's downloading stuff, and it's constantly working. So that's forgivable, but once everything is all said and done, it's actually pretty good. And this phone is actually pretty good as well. Pictures and video, it's a little questionable, but again, for this price range, I think it's pretty good for a for social media and things like that. So going on over to the display, you get a 6.6-inch IPS LCD display. It does go all the way up to 120 hertz, although when you get this phone and you go into your display refresh rate, it's going to be set to auto, and I definitely noticed that it was a little laggy, but you have the option to set to auto to where it'll switch back and forth 60 or 120, which I just put it on the 120 hertz, and it's actually pretty smooth. It's not the smoothest in the world, but it's still pretty nice, and you definitely notice it a little bit when you're scrolling and things like that. So nice display. It is an IPS display, not an AMOLED, so that's kind of a bummer. You get a resolution of 1080 by 2400 with about 399 pixels per inch and 87.5% screen to body ratio. You do get a sizable chin here at the bottom. I don't have any as far as wallpapers go, you can't really see the bezels on there. So a sizable chin. The bezels are actually okay. The side ones are okay. A little bit of a top bezel, but the bottom bezel is definitely not too bad. Definitely looks better than the OnePlus Nord N30 when it comes down to that bottom bezel. As far as that goes, it weighs about 7.13 ounces, so it's pretty light device. You definitely feel the back is going to be made out of plastic along with the frame. Real nice simple design on here on the Moto G Stylus. It is plastic, but it doesn't feel too hollow. It actually feels pretty solid, and it repels fingerprints quite nice. It is a matte finish compared to their glossy finishes that they used to use, and you get that updated camera, which tends to follow a lot of other Moto devices. So they're going towards a new design, and they're making them all uniform when it comes down to that. You get a side mounted fingerprint sensor, which also doubles as your power button on here, and is actually quite responsive and in a nice spot too, to where you can unlock your device. You also do get facial recognition, so that's really nice when it comes down to that. And as you can see, works pretty well. The front, it does not specify what kind of Gorilla Glass is on there. It has a water repellent design, so nothing too serious. Maybe some rain and things like that, but I would not suggest going swimming with this guy. It is only water repellent, but again, you got to think about the price range. $300 phone, you can't get everything on here. So on the device, you are running Android 13, and it is a pretty nice stock experience on here with Motorola software. It looks very much like a Pixel, and you're running the Snapdragon 6 Gen 1 processor, so it's sort of their budget processors. You get the Snapdragon 6, 7, and then the 8, which are the flagship ones. So performance on here, I expect to be a little bit better than the OnePlus Nord N30, which is why I got this one instead of the OnePlus. The OnePlus does have more RAM, but the processor on there is a little bit weaker than this one, so I opted for this. Plus you get more storage over here. And going on over to storage, this is a 6GB 256GB storage with, get this guys, check this out. I want you guys to see this for yourselves, just so you can know that I'm not bullshitting you. You get micro SD card support. Yes, you do. Micro SD card support, or dual SIM if you want to put that on there as well. But you get micro SD card support, so 256 storage plus expandable storage on here. Freaking tastic on the Moto G Stylus 5G 2023. Moto's gonna have to do something with their names, seriously. And as far as the cameras go, you get a 50 megapixel main sensor with an aperture of f1.9. It does support a PDAF autofocus, and an 8 megapixel aperture of f2.2 ultra wide on the rear. So just two cameras on the rear. You can record all the way up to 4K 30 frames per second, so no 4K 60, but still 4K. Love it, like to see it. Front facing camera is a 16 megapixel aperture of f2.5, and it does support HDR, but you are capped out at 1080p 30 frames per second, so no 4K on the front. And as you saw in the beginning of this video, it actually looks okay. Again, think of the price point, $300. You can't have everything. It actually did okay. Stabilization on this rear camera isn't the best when it comes down to video. I will be showing you some samples, but then again, this isn't my full review on here. I will do a dedicated video for a camera review of this device, so you'll be seeing some samples on there. And video stabilization, again, on a device this low isn't the best, but it will do the job. Just don't move around, don't walk around, just stand still and shoot video. Maybe put it on a tripod, you'll be okay. But stabilization when walking, definitely a little jittery on here. You do get stereo speakers on here, so that's fantastic, and they sound okay. They're not the best. You get Dolby Atmos, which is a very nice addition on here. For that, let's go ahead and go into Dolby. So you do get Dolby Atmos, you get smart audio, music, movie, game, podcast, and custom. And I really do like Moto's settings on here. Their devices pretty much sound really good. And look at this, you get a headphone jack if you don't want to use Bluetooth. Freaking-tastic. You get a nice headphone jack on the G Stylus. Really nice. And another kicker of why they call it the Stylus is you get the stylus embedded on there, and you get a lot of different options. You can make notes and things like that, like hello, latency is okay. You do get a nice sound on there as well, and it's definitely not going to be as good as, you know, the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra or anything with their stylus. It's not Bluetooth, but it's still a very nice stylus. And if you need stuff like this for drawing and writing notes, it's here if you want it. And the stylus is actually probably made out of either a stainless steel or aluminum. It feels really nice and sturdy, and it feels nice in the hand. Plus you got the clicker on there, so that's pretty cool. And you get a whole bunch of different options for the stylus on here. You can make a GIF and things like that. You get a whole bunch of different options to sign paperwork, handwriting calendar, calculator. You could do your math on here just by writing on there, and it'll do it for you. So nice to have that on a device. Not very many devices have stylus anymore. LG dropped out of the game, so there's no more stylo. You pretty much get the Galaxy, and you get Moto if you want to have a stylus embedded into the device. You get Bluetooth 5.1 on here as well, USB Type-C 2.0, and the battery is a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. I have not had a chance to fully test out this battery. You get 20-watt wired charging, no wireless charging, but again, no charging brick is included in the box. Very, very sad. And I believe in the summer areas, if you were to pick this device up, it comes with a 10-watt wired charging, and just for some reason T-Mobile did not include the charging brick on here, which is strange. I think if you were to pick this up off of Metro, you do get the charging brick, but it is only at 10 watts. But any charger that's 20 watt, 25 watt should work fine on here, so no issues with there. And again, no wireless charging on here. Now this is the Cosmic Black color. It does come in a rose champagne. If you were to pick this up from Motorola or from Best Buy, you do get the other option for colors, but this is the black one, which T-Mobile only sells one version, and this is the black one. So I'm gonna do some more testing on this device and put it through its paces, and then I shall be back for a camera review and a full review and compare this guy to other devices like the Moto Edge 30 Fusion maybe, and maybe the LG V60, see how it stacks up. But so far I'm impressed with it. It's nice performance, again, for the money, $300. I think it's actually doing pretty good for now, and for battery life, I'm gonna have to test that out later. Display looks fantastic, even though it is an IPS. Viewing angles are a little bit questionable, but I think it still looks fantastic. Nice to see 120 Hz refresh rate on here, and a nice, decent processor in here as well. So thank you guys for watching. First impressions and unboxing of the new Moto G Stylus 2023 5G, and I will see you next time. Subscribe, like, and share. That way you don't miss out on future videos of this guy. Peace.